Welcome to the Bali Insiders podcast. I'm Carly.
And I'm Emma, and we are your insiders in Bali.
We're here to give you all the best Bali tips and advice, whether you're holidaying here or making the move to Bali.
We're also bringing you insider chats with all of Bali's movers and shakers.
So if you've got Bali on your mind, this is the podcast for you. This episode is brought to you by Grab Super App, the must-have app when you're in Bali.
Use it for your airport transfers, car rides, and bike rides.
Also use it to order food in, shop from the ma, and send packages.
Download Grab and set up your account before you come to Bali so you can start using it as soon as you land.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Bali Insiders.
After quite a long hiatus,
A very long hiatus, we are in our very own and new home here in Carly's home,
which is literally my home.
Yes. I hope you love our new little setup that we've got going on. But I think, decided that we needed some more flexibility around our recording times and, just with everything that we're juggling as well. So we decided to set up our own little space and record from Carly's home.
Yeah, so now it cuts out travel time, for me at least.
For you.
But it also means we can record whenever we want now. So hopefully that means much more consistency in our delivery of episodes to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think over the break that we have just had, we've been really lucky to run into a lot of listeners, which has been amazing.
Super fun.
And nice to know that there's actually people listening, I think. But, the feedback that we've received is that, everyone really, I guess, appreciates this podcast and the information that we're sharing and the stories that we're telling. And I think for us that really resonated, and we really wanted to make sure that we can keep going and keep delivering this podcast for you guys.
So that's why we have the new space.
So this is why we're here, so that we can kind of do it a lot more easily and fit in with our schedules a bit more.
Yeah, and we're aiming at 2 new episodes a month for you, which we think that is achievable for us. If we can do more, we will, but that's the aim. That's what we're aiming for. So which brings us to today's episode, which is a little bit overdue considering we are into May already. But there have been quite a few changes to the arrival into Bali, especially for tourists. So we wanted to take you through today what you need to know before arriving in Bali in 2024. Now, one of the things, especially on Bali Buddies, that we always get asked about, and actually that we used to recommend all the time, was the VIP on arrival service. I'm sure you've used that before, Em.
I certainly have. Well, before, Kitas and everything, but we definitely recommended it to all of our couples and clients as well. So
Bali Airport can be known for huge lineups. It's definitely getting better. We're going to tell you how. But the VIP service used to be around, and there used to be a little person that met you as you came off the plane with your name, and basically you skipped any of the queues.
The big queues.
Yeah. That doesn't really exist anymore. So they still sell a VIP on arrival, or a airport butler, some people call it, airport concierge. But be aware that if you do book that in 2024, those people can only meet you once you get to the baggage carousel now. So they can't skip you through any visa lines. They can't skip you through any immigration lines. They can only meet you once you get to the baggage carousel. So it's probably only worth it if you need help with your luggage.
And really, let's be honest, the reason that you booked it was to be able to get through those queues pretty quickly.
Or I used to book it for my mum because she'd get a bit nervous about where to go. So it was like, don't worry, somebody's there to meet you and show you where to go.
Exactly.
But anyway, so that's just a heads up on the VIP on arrival. It does exist, but not in its former state. So if you book it and pay for it, you can only expect to be greeted once you get through visa, immigration, and then you're at the baggage line. That is the only place that they can meet you now.
Yeah.
So the next big change, the visas.
Yes.
So there was a lot of rumors. There was Aussie media articles saying, oh, Bali's going to drop the visa on arrival, or Indonesia's going to drop the visa on arrival. But that didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
So you still got to buy your visa, but there's two choices now, right?
Yes.
So you can either, what did your mum just do when she came in?
Yes. So my mum just arrived. Oh, well, she's just left, but she's just been here. And she obviously has the seniors line, so she can get through pretty quickly. But she got the visa on arrival, did it on arrival.
Yep. So she waited till she landed and paid her 500,000 rupiah or $50 AUD approximately.
And then was able to use the e-gates, the new e-gates that have been installed, which is a game changer if you understand how to use it.
So there's a few new things. So one, you have been able to buy your visa online for quite a while now. It does take a little while though. So there is a website you can go to, and there are so many scam websites. So we are going to put links in our bio so that you go to the right website. You should not be paying, if you're buying visa on arrival, you should not be paying more than 500,000 rupiah. So it's not that these other websites are scams. It's more that they're agents that have made their websites with really good search engine optimization. So when you Google visa on arrival in Bali, their websites come up before the actual official government one.
Yep.
And so it's not that it's a scam and you won't get your visa, but they're basically charging you a fee to process your visa for you when you can just do it yourself directly on the government website.
And I think that's probably why people aren't doing it. And I know that some of the feedback that I've had is that people are concerned that they're going to be scammed.
Yeah.
So we will obviously link the correct website.
We will give you the correct links. Now, I did this just for my daughter is living in Australia now, so she came back as a tourist. So I helped her with her visa on arrival so that it was done. It's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought. It did take about probably 15 to 20 minutes. And what you need to have prepared if you're going to do it online is you need a photo of yourself, similar to a passport photo, but it doesn't have to be an official passport photo. You can literally just take it a selfie on your phone.
Yep.
You just need a plain background.
Yeah.
And you take it like you would take a passport photo.
Yep.
So you need that.
And so the background can just be plain.
Plain. It doesn't have to be white or anything. It just plain, like go up against a wall or something like that. And then the other thing you need is a copy of your passport, but it needs to be in PDF form. It won't accept it if it's in JPEG or picture form. So it needs to be, you need to go in and save it as a PDF in order to be able to upload it. And then you can just use your Visa or Visa debit, credit card, whatever you have to pay that fee. But you need that for every person that you're applying the visa for. So if you're coming over for a family of 6, you need to have everyone's photos, everyone's passports as their PDF.
Yep.
But it is worth spending the time to do it, because not only then will you skip the lineup. So at the moment, if you don't do it before you come, you get off the plane and then you have to go and line up in the visa on arrival form, and you have to line up and buy that visa. And I just came back on Wednesday and that line was huge.
Yeah.
I got off the plane with 2 tourists who had already done theirs online.
Yep.
And so they not only got to skip that line, but they also got to use the new e-gates, which is also new this year. We've never had e-gates. People coming back to Australia would be used to e-gates.
Yes. Yeah.
But for Indonesia, it's brand new.
Yeah.
I bet, have you ever used, did you use them?
No, I haven't used them because we always come through the Kita sign.
Yeah.
So I don't even know
where they are. So they're kind of like, so the Kita line is over to the right.
Right.
But if you go over to the left, it's the e-gate. So if you're a resident, kind of, it doesn't save you any more time, because I went through the e-gates last week because I wanted to try them.
Yeah.
But the Kitas line was completely empty. It probably would have been quicker for me to go through the Kitas line.
Yes.
But I didn't. I went through the e-gates. But the e-gates, there was no one there. There was about 10 e-gates open and operating, and the 2 tourists I got off the plane with and myself were the only ones going through when we went through. So they had bought their visa online. They got to go straight through the e-gates. It's simple. Scan your passport, get your photo taken, and just like you're through.
If in Australia or, Singapore or anywhere else that has those kind of systems, it's the same. So we've caught up.
We've done it. And so if you've got a Kitas, you can use it.
Yeah.
As well. It took a little while for them to do the Kitas one, but now you can use it as well. So the visa online, not that it's new, but it still is kind of new, and you need to know the correct website to go to. And the e-gates, And then you go through to baggage, which is normal, which how is your baggage?
My baggage is always massive.
Was it quick? Did it come through quick?
Oh, no.
No. Yeah.
No. Let's be honest. Well, we try and do hand luggage where we can.
Yep.
But if we're coming back from Australia, we're always loaded up with about 6 suitcases. Kmart shops,
all the new sheets,
all the things. But yeah, no, I mean, it's standard at any airport, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So you go and you wait for your baggage. And then the third step, which is certainly not new, you always see the masses of crowds of people who didn't know about it, is to fill out your arrival declaration form. So you can only do that basically on your phone. There's no paper forms for that anymore. So if you don't do it before you land, then you're going to be sitting there trying to
log onto the Wi-Fi, fill it in with all the crowds of people before you get through to get outside.
So if you feel that's another thing you should do before you land is fill out your customs declaration to say whether you've got anything to declare. You'll get a QR code for that, and then you just scan your QR code on your way out. So that's the visa on arrival. If you can do that, do it before you come. And then the customs declaration form, which we'll also have the link for, do that before you come.
Yep.
Now, this year, we've also seen the introduction of the tourism levy.
Yes. I'm going to leave this to you, Carl.
This one can be confused. It has confused a lot of people because your visa on arrival is for the country. It is for Indonesia. That is your visa to enter anywhere in Indonesia, not just Bali. The new tourism levy that's been brought in is just for Bali. So if you are going and holidaying in Jakarta or somewhere else in Indonesia, you don't pay this. It's if you are holidaying in Bali.
Yep.
Now, if you're coming as a tourist into Bali now, you have to pay 150,000 rupiah, which is the equivalent of about 15 Australian dollars per person as a levy to go towards supporting. The money is meant to go towards cleaning up, managing rubbish on the island because there are so many tourists.
Such a huge amount of tourists.
Yeah. It's quite new. The last statistic that came out from, I think it was the tourism board, that said at the moment only about 40% of people are paying it. But that's because they haven't had any checks on it.
Yeah.
Those checks are coming. So what you need to do with the Bali tourism levy, the easiest way to do it is to, once again, before you come, you log on to the I Love Bali, a different website again.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your third website you're logging onto before you even land in Bali. The I Love Bali website.
Is this easier or is it easier just to do it at the airport?
I think it is easier in the fact that you avoid the lineups.
Yes. It's time saving on the other end.
But it is 3. So now we're talking a third different website to log into before you land. And that is the I Love Bali website. Once again, don't worry, we'll have the link for you. I've got a very neat article on step-by-step how to follow it and all the correct links. But that tourism levy, once again, you've got to put in your details again, and you've got to pay again with your credit card, and you pay per person. That will once again give you a QR code. Now, that QR code at this very moment is not really being checked anywhere, but what they're saying is they're going to have random offices around Bali, especially at different tourist locations, and they will ask to see that you've paid your tourism levy, and they will ask to see your QR code. So that's the other new thing. Now, if you haven't paid that online, there is a counter at the airport. I don't know. It's easy to miss. So did you see it on your way out?
Oh, no.
You didn't? No.
I wasn't really looking for it.
Yeah, but it's super easy to miss because it's once you get out of the actual building and then you snake your way through, you go past all the telephone shops, you go through the little mini mart, and then you come out and there's a big Klook office for people getting Klook airport transfers, and just across from that there is now the Bali tourism levy counter, and you can pay for it there.
Yeah.
I believe in cash or on card, but you can pay for it physically there at the airport, and they will give you your QR code then as well. But I guess the point of this episode is to say, if you want the quickest, if you're like me and I like to get out of that airport quickly when I land.
Yeah.
If you want the quickest, smoothest exit out of the airport, it does involve going to 3 different websites before you get to Bali.
Yeah.
And don't try and do it at the airport, because when you check in, because you may not have enough time.
I know, like, we are always that person on the plane, especially with the customs declaration. And I'm like, quick. I'm like sitting there before the plane's taking off, filling it all in so that when we get there, we've got the QR code and we can just go straight through. But yeah, I think, you know, efficiency once you get to the airport is by doing it at the other before you leave.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you can still do it all at the airport if that is overwhelming.
Yeah, that's right. So you don't, all of it can be done at the airport.
Yeah.
All of it can be done at the airport. But if you, especially, and you're relying on the Wi-Fi, which cannot be reliable if you don't have data already.
Yeah.
And if you've got kids, I'm sure you just want to get out and start that Bali holiday. And same with the tourists that I'd met on the plane. They were sitting with me on the plane. And which was quite funny. They did that trick where you book one seat for the window and you book one seat for the aisle because you're hoping that nobody's going to book in the middle, right? So they're a couple.
We do that all the time.
And
that's our trick.
Well, but I was traveling staff travel. So staff travel is you're on standby, right? So then they slip you in right at the end. So I ended up with a middle seat because you don't know whether you're flying or not really with staff travel until the last minute. And so I was sitting in the middle and then they come down the aisle and they look and they're like, there was they were like, there was no one in this seat when we checked online. And I was like, yeah, but I was flying staff travel. So they just kind of put you in at the last minute. So I said to them, do you want me to move over so you can sit together? Like, do you want me to either go to the aisle or the window? I'm happy to move. And they were like, she was like, I don't really want to give up the aisle seat. And he was like, I don't really want to give up the window seat. So it was so funny. Stop. I sat between this couple. But it turned out really good actually because they'd never been to Bali before.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, oh, we have
really lucked out.
They were like, we have no idea. Do you have any tips? And I was like, oh, well, actually, that is my job. I ride a guide to Bali. And so I like planned out their whole holiday for them while we were on the plane. They were very kind, bought me a drink and some snacks. And we had this great old chat about everything. But we discovered, they were like, no, we're all organized for our arrival. You know, we've got our visa. And I was like, oh, no, the customs is a different thing again. And they're like, oh, what? So we were those people. I showed them the e-gates and we went through the e-gates really quickly. And then while we were waiting for the bags, I quickly hotspotted them from my data and we quickly filled out there. So yeah, we were those people. We're a little gang by the end of it.
Yep. Just blocking.
I showed them how to set up an eSIM on their phone. They got the eSIM and they actually just sent me a really lovely message yesterday. We're leaving, but thank you so much. We've had the best time.
Yes.
Anyway, new friends.
Well, do you know what? That would have also changed their whole Bali experience, which is always what we want to do. We want people to like leave or have the best time and leave going, I love Bali. That was so good.
I know. I said it can be a nightmare if you just, you know, and then I showed them that big crowd of people waiting around like where you go out for the customs. And I was like, yeah, see, these people also didn't know about the arrival form. And
pretty much anyone that hasn't been here wouldn't know
about it. So that was the point of our quick little welcome to our new home in my home.
Yes. I just really want everyone to appreciate this sign.
I know.
I hope you're watching on YouTube.
I want to appreciate that my family are so happy of me just logoing up our house.
Guys. Thanks, gang.
It's just like, this is the new studio. Yeah. We're working around my husband doing boxing. Yeah. We're working around everything. But that is the reality of it's not all glitz and glam.
Oh, certainly not.
But the point of this one is to say, clarify the VIP service, available but not what it used to be. Probably, in my opinion, not really worth it unless you're traveling with a whole heap of bags and you need help. Mm-hmm. And even then, there are porters.
I was going to say that you've got the porters, which we actually do now that we travel with kids and you pay a lot of luggage.
Yeah.
You know, the porters are amazing.
Yeah.
And they're also, when you have a chat to them, they only earn a very small amount per day to be able to give back and help those guys. And they're so friendly and
I think they got a bad name back in the day when they used to just take your bag and then you thought that it was compulsory. Like you thought it was rude to take it back off them.
Yes.
And then they hit you up for $100K and you're like, I could have carried my own bag.
Even if you do pay them, like we honestly do give them like 100K.
Oh, if I've got lots of bags, I pay them.
Yeah. And, I always make sure like my mum's, there's, she gets one because obviously she's getting older and carrying the bags.
And you're sending all your online shopping over.
And she's, generally got extra luggage. But yeah, I think that's a really good thing to do.
So you can get the porters if you don't want. Some of the VIP services will, though, organise your airport transfer and things like that too. So then they can meet you, get your bags, take you straight out to the car. So it can be helpful in that way, but don't think of it in the old way that it's going to skip you through any lines. Skips you through 0 lines. So the way, if you are a non-lineup loving person like me, you will...
He's a loving lineup.
Oh, I don't know. When I was in England the other month, I was like, those people, you Brits, you love to line up. You line up for everything.
Yeah.
Huge lineups everywhere.
They're polite.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't care how good that croissant is. I will not line up for it. I don't care if it's the best tasting thing in the world. I am not lining up for that croissant. Yeah, we were calling it England loves a lineup. Like,
you've been living in Southeast Asia for too long.
Way too long. I know. It's like, no, want everything at my fingertips now. Yeah. But yeah, so VIP service, not as it used to be. You can buy your visa online before you come. It will save you lots of time. Is a little bit annoying because you need to have a photo and you need to have the PDF of your passport.
Yeah.
But the other bonus of buying it online is if you want to extend for 60 days,
yes,
you can also do that online. If you don't buy your visa online and you buy it when you arrive, it will get you the 30 days. But if you want to extend it, you either need to go to immigration 3 times and do it yourself to extend it. So it requires 3 visits. Or you use an agent, which costs a little bit more and it requires 1 visit. But if you buy it online, you can get back online and extend it, pay that extra fee. It's still an extra fee for the extra 30 days, but you can just buy it online and then it's done. So that's the other bonus of buying online if you're staying for more than 30 days.
I think that's a massive one because so many people, and, if you live here and you've got family coming and going or they're staying for extended periods of time, that trip for them to immigration just to extend for another 10 days.
Yeah, is really quite annoying.
It's annoying and it can be a bit overwhelming because they're not used to it. So being able to just do that online makes a huge difference. So you come for 30 days, you can extend online for another 30 days.
Yeah, so you can be here for 60 days.
Exactly.
Yep, so visa on arrival, the e-gates, don't forget the e-gates. If you've bought your visa on arrival, go straight to the e-gates. As you come in, they're over the far left. You can't miss them. If you look for them, you can miss them. But if you look for them, you can't miss them because they're big green lights. So don't get confused and go and line up to go on in the buy your visa line. Skip that. Go past that line and go straight to the e-gates that over on the left-hand side. That will get you through. Have your customs declaration form. You can only do that 3 days before you come.
Mm-hmm.
So don't try and do it super early and
do it on the plane before it takes off.
Or do it on the plane. That one's actually
more fun.
Quite quick.
It's very quick.
But have that done before you come.
Yeah.
And then pay your tourist levy before you come to online. You can pay it at the airport. Quicker if you pay it
online.
And then you in, boom, 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 boom. And the only thing you're waiting for is the bags, which is Russian roulette.
Bags or your driver.
Could be long, could be short. But yeah, there are our big tips for arriving in Bali in 2024. We will let you know if anything changes, but at the moment, that is how it is.
Yep.
I bet after we record this, they drop the VA.
But yeah, it'll change. And don't worry, we'll do an update if it does change.
But as of this very moment when we were recording, that is how it stands. And welcome to our new home. Yes. This is what you're going to be seeing, at least for the foreseeable future at the moment.
Yep. So keep tuning in because we absolutely will be more consistent with our recording this year. Got some really fun episodes, a few different things.
Yeah, we've got a little fun and funny, and we've been inspired by like the questions you guys have been asking us, which some of them are hilarious actually. And we cannot find you a villa. We can't build a home for you.
No, we can't start your business. We can't.
We can give you links to all the articles we've written, but we cannot find you a home here. We've had quite a few requests for that.
Unfortunately, you've got to do that one yourself. But we'll also be interviewing some really cool people. We'll continue that kind of format that we've been doing as well, because we've got some really cool people
There
lined up as well.
are some cool guests on the card for this year. So welcome back to us. Welcome back to you. Thanks for sticking around.
Yes.
Thanks for shouting us. There was actually another lady who sent us a gift the other day.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I forget your name, but you sent us mascara and what else? A little care package. It was so nice.
Yes, Vegemite.
Yeah.
Vegemite. There was minced garlic.
Your minced. That shows you're a really true good listener, because we said that way back at the beginning, all the things we miss from Australia.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and that was gone in 2 seconds. So if anyone's coming over and wants to bring me some minced garlic, I am available and open to that.
She's here for the minced garlic. But you did inspire our next episode, actually, because then we went, okay, that was fun to talk about what we can't get in Bali and what we love to buy when we're back home. But our next episode, we're going to take you through the fun things that you should buy when you're here at the supermarket. So not the typical like bintang singlet or whatever.
Yes.
Must have that as well. But but the fun things that you can buy from the mini marts and the
weird things.
The funny, weird and useful things that you can buy from the mini mart here, because it's fun going shopping in a supermarket in another country.
It is. It definitely is.
But thank you for tuning back in. We hope you like our new format. You probably are a listener anyway. Most of our people are listeners, not watchers. Yep. So if you're a listener, nothing's changed for you.
Yeah.
But if you're a watcher, it's changed. Yeah, but send us in your ideas. We're going to get active on our Instagram again. I'm sorry. I know we probably have about 20 unread DMs on there at the moment.
Sorry,
we're getting back on there. We're back.
Yes.
We're back on track, so you can start sending us in your tips and things again. So we can't wait to see you next time. Let us know what you think of our new space if you're watching, and we'll see you next episode.
Thanks for listening to Bali Insiders Podcast. If you love tuning in as much as we love making it, please subscribe and leave us a review.
You can also follow us on both Facebook and Instagram, and drop us a DM if you have a topic you'd like us to cover.
We love keeping you up to date with what's really happening in Bali.